The Galactic Council chamber erupted in chittering laughter when Ambassador Chen finished her presentation. 12 species, each representing civilizations spanning thousands of worlds, found humanity's proposal utterly absurd. Your warships. High Magistrate Velkoth's mandibles clicked with amusement, his crystalline exoskeleton refracting the chamber's light into dancing rainbows. Forgive us, Ambassador, but we've seen your fleet. 47 vessels total. The Krethax Dominion alone commands 12,000. The holographic display showed Earth's modest collection of ships, converted mining vessels, retrofitted colony transports, and a handful of purpose-built cruisers. Compared to the sleek biotechnological marvels of the Council races or the planet-sized dreadnoughts of the Dominion, they looked like children's toys. Chen's expression remained neutral, though her jaw tightened imperceptibly. The Viridian Gate must be defended. If the consuming swarm breaches, the swarm is our concern, not yours, interrupted Ambassador Talara of the Archon Collective, her telepathic voice dripping with condescension directly into every mind present. Humanity has been part of the galactic community for barely a century. You understand nothing of true warfare. It was true in a sense. Humanity's first contact had occurred only 93 years ago, when a Trader Guild vessel stumbled upon Earth's fledgling Mars colony. Since then, humans had been the galaxy's newest curiosity, aggressive, emotional, and woefully behind in technology. Their fastest ships required weeks to traverse distances the Council's vessels crossed in hours. Their weapons were kinetic and chemical, laughably primitive. The Council had been tolerant. Earth provided unique cultural exports, interesting biological specimens, and cheap labor for dangerous mining operations. But military contribution, the very notion was comedic. The swarm has consumed 17 systems in 4 months, Chen pressed on. The Viridian Gate is the last choke point before the core worlds. If it falls, then the combined fleet will handle it. Velkoth waved a bladed appendage dismissively. We've already dispatched 800 warships. Your contribution is noted but unnecessary. Chen stood slowly, gathering her materials. As she turned to leave, she spoke quietly, almost to herself. We offered because we thought you'd understand. We thought you'd remember your own histories. Remember what? Talara's mental voice carried genuine curiosity now. What it means to fight when you have no choice but to win. The Council's laughter followed her out. 3 weeks later, the consuming swarm hit the Viridian Gate. The combined fleet's 800 ships lasted 47 minutes. The swarm's tactics were unprecedented, millions of small bioships coordinating with terrifying efficiency, each one individually weak but collectively overwhelming. They didn't destroy ships so much as dismantle them, pulling apart hulls like insects stripping a carcass. The few escape pods that made it out carried tales of horror. The swarm was evolving, adapting to every weapon the Council threw at them. Energy shields were dissolved by acid sprays. Hull plating was torn apart by diamond-hard claws. Even the Archon Collective's vaunted telepathic warfare proved useless against a hive mind of such vast, alien consciousness. Within hours, the swarm began pouring through the gate. 17 more systems would fall within days. The core worlds had perhaps 2 weeks before billions died. Then the sensors picked up something impossible. Ships were emerging from dark space near the Viridian Gate. Not the few dozen human vessels the Council expected, but hundreds, thousands. Each one broadcasting no identification, no energy signature, nothing but the absolute minimum required for fleet coordination. They simply appeared like ghosts materializing from the void. The Black Armada, as it would later be called, moved with eerie synchronization. No ship was larger than a human cruiser, but there were so many of them arrayed in formations that seemed to swallow the light itself. Their hulls were matte black, absorbing sensor sweeps and making accurate counts impossible. What is this? Velkoth demanded on the emergency channel. Humanity doesn't have this many ships. This violates every treaty. We never said how many ships we had. Chen's voice came through calm and cold. We said we had 47 ships registered with the Galactic Trade Commission. That's a very different thing. The truth dawned slowly across the Council. The 47 ships they'd seen, those were Earth's civilian fleet. This was something else entirely. The Black Armada didn't fight like the Council's forces. They didn't engage in elegant energy exchanges or attempt to board enemy vessels. Instead, they swarmed like the enemy they faced, thousands of small, fast-moving ships that worked in perfect coordination. But where the consuming swarm relied on biological adaptation, humanity relied on something far more dangerous. Tactical innovation born from centuries of killing each other. The human ships used weapons the Council had considered obsolete. Kinetic railguns that punched through bioarmor with devastating simplicity, nuclear mines that detonated in deadly geometric patterns, chemical explosives that created shockwaves in the void. They didn't try to outsmart the swarm's hive mind. They simply overwhelmed it with patterns that evolved faster than biology could adapt, and they knew how to take losses. For every human ship destroyed, 3 more filled the gap. When the swarm adapted to railgun fire, the humans switched to missiles. When missiles became ineffective, they went back to railguns with different ammunition. The fleet operated with ruthless efficiency, trading ships for strategic positions without hesitation. It was brutal. It was horrifying. It was effective. The battle lasted 18 hours. When it ended, the Viridian Gate was littered with debris, both swarm and human. The Black Armada had lost over 40% of its ships, but the swarm had been stopped. Its advance forces destroyed, its momentum broken. In the aftermath, Velkoth found Chen standing at an observation port, watching the recovery operations. "Where did they come from?" he asked quietly. "Those ships. That fleet. Humanity has been at war with itself for its entire history," Chen replied, her reflection ghost-like in the viewport. "When we joined the galactic community, everyone assumed we'd given that up, that we'd embraced your peaceful philosophies." She turned to face him. "We did embrace peace with you, but we never stopped preparing for war. Every mining colony doubled as a shipyard. Every transport could be converted to a carrier in weeks. We built them in silence in the dark spaces between stars, hoping we'd never need them. But you kept them secret, lied about your capabilities. We learned early that strength invites challenges we couldn't afford, so we hid our strength and waited." Chen's eyes were hard. "You all looked at our visible fleet and saw primitives. You mistook our restraint for weakness. You forgot the most important lesson, which is, the most dangerous creatures aren't the ones who look strong. They're the ones who've survived everything their own world could throw at them and are still standing." Velkoth's mandibles clicked slowly as understanding settled over him. Humanity hadn't just brought weapons to the Council. They'd brought something far more terrifying. They'd brought the accumulated tactical knowledge of 10,000 years of warfare, the strategic cunning of a species that had nearly destroyed itself multiple times and learned from each near extinction. The galaxy had mocked Earth's fleet. Then the Black Armada had arrived in silence, and nothing would ever be the same.